I just got home from school and I have a package from Amazon, and a very special book came out today, and I need to open it right now because I'm so excited. This is what I've been waiting for a good bit. Oh gosh. It's here. So this book is On the Come Up by Angie Thomas, which is actually on my BookTube Games TBR. So it's great that it just came in. Oh, I'm so excited for this book. I feel like this is going to be another amazing book because it is Angie Thomas. I have 3 copies of The Hate You Give. So if that happens with On the Come Up, we'll see. So since I am about to finish Strange the Dreamer, I think I am going to pick up On the Come Up tonight. I was going to start reading Muse of Nightmares, but these books are really slow, and I am really enjoying Strange the Dreamer, but I think before I pick this one up, because I think I'll probably pick it up this month because I'm excited about it, I need to read something in between it though, just to break up the slow-paced book. So I'm really hoping that On the Come Up is just filled with great moments and beautiful scenes. All I really know about this book is that it takes place in Garden Heights as well, which is where The Hate You Give took place. And apparently it's rumored that Star does not appear in this book at all, which is sad tear. And it's about a black teenager, and I'm pretty sure that's her right here, who loves to rap. And I think this has to do with some of Angie Thomas's own experiences, because I know that she likes to rap and things like that, and I think she grew up doing that from what I've heard of her, which I think is cool because we're gonna see it from the point of view of someone who actually really enjoyed doing this while growing up. So I love just the whole design of this book. It's so cute and it matches The Hate You Give. So I'm so excited to finally go and read this. My room is a mess right now, so don't judge. But it is the next day and I'm home from school. It's around almost 9 o'clock at night. And yesterday I got 66 pages into On the Come Up and I'm really enjoying it so far. I feel like this is a really quick read. I felt like no time at all had passed when I was reading this. It was just so quick. And I'm about to sit down and read some more. I did edit a video, so if you hear a little computer going in the background, that is my video exporting. I did that for my January wrap up, and that took a good bit of time, so that's why I haven't started reading yet. And I do have a math test tomorrow, but math is just one of those things, like, how do you study for it? You either get it or you don't. I'm not about to pull out some practice problems. I think I understand it, so let's hope that the math test goes well. And there is practicing for my speech that I have to do on the 15th for my senior project. I'm so stressed about it. If you can't tell, I'm literally gonna die. I have to do a speech in front of my whole English class, 8 to 10 minutes. It's about my career exploration of an author. It's really personal too. And then on the 20th, I do a whole redo of this speech in front of judges, which is like teachers and just whoever volunteered to be a judge. And for some reason, doing it in front of my classmates is so much worse. Like, I don't even want any of the people but a few of them in my English class to know about my life. Like, this is way into my life, my love for reading and writing. Like, nah, get out. I do not want them to know all about my life. I'm just going to go ahead and start reading because I'm really stressed out, to be honest. Like, this whole senior project has been putting a toll on me, so I definitely need to read and get those anxieties away because I need help. And reading is a good way to calm myself, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do right now. And I'm enjoying this so far. There is diversity. Obviously, we have racial diversity, but we have some sexualities in here that are not all hetero, which is fantastic in my opinion. The main character, Bree, has a guy friend who is gay, and she did mention that her aunt has a girlfriend, I'm pretty sure, unless I just made that up or something. Really like that. And there has been some rap battles, which I think would have been even more nice in an audiobook where we actually heard the raps. But me being a person that doesn't really know much about rap, and I don't really listen to it because it's not my thing, I don't know if like they're actually good raps, but whatever, I'm still enjoying the book. Hey guys, I haven't updated in a few days, I think. It is actually February 10th now, so it's day 10 of the BookTube games. I didn't really want to update until I had finished a book or substantially needed something to say, which I probably should have updated earlier. I just was too lazy. So I have finished On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. I finished this at like 3 in the morning today. I was so into it. I loved this book so much. Here's all my tabs that I have in here, and if you can't tell, I have a lot of orange tabs, which normally doesn't really happen. That is a tab for funny moments, so I think this book is definitely something that I found amusing at times. Some of the lines were just really funny, and I actually laughed out loud a bunch with this book, which is not a thing I do, so Angie Thomas just really came at it with the humor in this one. Most of it was from the amazing friendship that Brianna, the main character, had with her two best friends, Malik and Sunny. I loved their friendship so much, even when things got hard at times. I just loved the dynamic they had. Especially, I loved Sunny. He is the cutest little bean. And also, Angie Thomas has stepped up definitely with this book because there is people with different sexualities than being straight, basically, which made me so happy. So Sunny was our little gay little boy, and I loved him. I loved that her best friend was gay, and we also had a Love, Simon reference in here that he did, and that made me love him even more. Like, thank you for that. There's so many great references in here. There's Star Wars references, a lot of Black Panther references. There was like Harry Potter, I think like once or twice. I just love this so much. There's a lot of Marvel in here too. A lot of Spider-Man because people love some Spider-Man. Peter Parker, man. Tom Holland. I found myself literally humming the rap songs that were in this book. I don't know if I ever explained what this book is about, but it's about a teen rapper who is having a hard time. Her mother and her brother, they're just not having a lot of money at this time. The mom has recently come under some struggles, and they just don't have much money right now, which leads to a lot of hardships in this book. And it's really eye-opening to see how bad things could get, and it can make you feel grateful and appreciative for what you do have when you don't even realize it sometimes. But her whole family was so strong, and I loved literally every character that you're supposed to love in this book. There is at least one character that's not my thing, get out sort of thing. Angie pulled out some raps with this book. I don't even like rap music, yet I found myself waking up in the morning and I was literally like humming the songs in my head. I don't even know the true beat to these songs, but I love it so much that I created it for my own self. I just absolutely love this book, and I think I could have even loved it more than I did The Hate You Give, which is obviously hard to follow up. I didn't really ever expect that, and I think I don't truly know which one I liked better unless I read them back to back, which I may do one day and will fully know which one I like better. But for some reason, I feel like this one, they are different books, but they take place in the same neighborhood, and this one's a year later from the other one. The Hate You Give has, in my opinion, a more serious topic since someone did die and we're fighting for the justice for that. But this one also has really big, powerful topics as well that she tackles, but it's a little bit more lighter than The Hate You Give because that was like witnessing a murder, you know? But that doesn't take anything away from this book. But it was a little lighter, so it was able to have more of the funnier moments and the friendship moments, in my opinion. And I just really liked it. I really loved Bree, even though she's definitely a flawed character, as characters should be. But I was always pulling for her and wanting the best for her and her family. I loved it so much, really. Like, I love this book, and I don't think I ever mentioned this, but I realized after I got this book, I ordered it from Amazon, and I realized on Barnes & Noble, they literally are selling signed first editions. How did no one tell me that? Like, no one let me know about that? What? So I was contemplating for several days, like, do I need to purchase another copy so I can have a signed first edition? It's also a Barnes & Noble exclusive with a deleted scene, which I really want to read. And I was like, okay, let's read the book and see how much I love it. And if I need the signed copy, then I will let myself get it. Let's just say I ordered it a few days ago. Like, I needed to. I love this so much, and I quickly realized that. So I'm so excited to get that book in the mail. And my thought process is when I reread this, because I will, that I'll annotate this copy, and the other copy is just gonna always be pretty and nice. My signed first edition, and this one I'm gonna try to keep away from my dog, because if you guys don't know, my signed first edition of The Hate You Give was eaten by my dog, so that's great. So I'm going to try to not have that happen. I am going to have an Angie Thomas shelf. Like, things are going crazy. And I'm displaying this cover currently because me and my boyfriend last night reorganized some of my shelves and I have a little bit more room so I can display covers. It makes me so happy. And it's now nearly 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I've been working on the novella for my seniors project all day, and I finally finished that thing up. I did the last bit of edits. So yay, I need to print that out so I can turn it in. And I really am in a dilemma on what to read next. I really honestly just want another Angie Thomas book because it was so good. But I can't have another one of those, unfortunately. But I have 3 books that I'm thinking about reading, and that is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor, and Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I kind of want something that's a quicker read, and from what I've heard, I think 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is that for a lot of people, just because they can't stop reading it. And it's not that long of a book, and people say this is a masterpiece of a book, and I really want to read something good and quick right now, so I think I might pick this one up. I'm not sure. I'll just have to update you later on what I figured out to read, because I'm in a dilemma on what to pick up next, because the rest of my day is probably going to go off to reading unless I get distracted. So we'll see if I actually pick this one up. I really hope I love it like everyone else does, because I want a new favorite book. I already got one, but whatever. I want more favorite books. Hey guys, so yesterday I decided to start reading The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I fell for it, okay? Everybody has been loving this, so I finally picked it up, and I am on page 178, which I started this book yesterday, and it is now 5 o'clock at night. I am home from school. I cleaned out my closet because literally the pole in my closet died, so I realized I needed to get rid of some clothes so I could continue having a closet that was working. I don't have homework other than practicing my speech for my senior project. I am presenting on Friday for my whole class, my English class, which I'm terrified for. Right now it is Monday and I am dreading this so much. So I don't know how to explain this other than I have to do an 8 to 10 minute speech / presentation for my class on Friday, and then next Wednesday, February 20th, I have to do my project for a set of 3 judges, which is so much better than doing it in front of my whole class of people that I don't want them to know about my project because it feels personal to me. So I'm dead, and I am really dreading that and hoping that I can get my whole presentation in 8 to 10 minutes, because it's a lot more difficult than it sounds, because there's a lot of information to say and it's easy to get off track. I'm scared. But that's the only homework I have for tonight, and the hope is to actually finish this book. But since I'm a slow reader, don't think that's gonna actually happen. I think if anything, I could get a good ways through this book tonight and then hopefully finish it maybe tomorrow. I hope so, because I am really enjoying this. I literally could not sleep last night because I was thinking about this book. I could not help but theorize, and I'm so intrigued. I don't think I ever explained what this book is about. It's basically about this really famous woman named Evelyn Hugo, who was really famous around the 60s and stuff like that, and now she's 79, and she has not done an interview in decades. She had a very interesting life that a lot of people are intrigued by, and she has not ever fully said what's going on with her life. She's had many scandals and 7 husbands, which is a crazy thing within itself. And let me just say, I'm loving the representation that's in this book so far. It's honestly not really a spoiler. So Evelyn is a bisexual icon, basically, and I love her for that. But it's so sad to read about because a lot of this book takes place in flashbacks, because we do have a journalist who is interviewing Evelyn for the first time in decades, and also, Evelyn specifically chose this small journalist that no one ever has really wanted and said, this is the only person that I would want to interview me. And then she says, write a book about me. You're the only one that I want to write this book, which will make her millions, by the way. But it takes place in flashbacks of her explaining her life, which is so interesting, by the way. I can't help but be so like, whoa, and her life sucks. It's kind of crazy to think about how people think they got it made, like superstars, movie stars. Like, there's just no way that something could not be going well with their life. But this really goes in deep and shows, like, the hardships that famous people may be dealing with. And the industry is, like, really a dark place at times. And I find it so interesting to read about. And it is painful because back in the 60s and stuff, it's not easy to be like a bisexual or a gay person because it was a lot harder back then, and I didn't fully realize it until reading this book. How they talk about how they could be like arrested or put into mental institutions and all these crazy things, and I just can't wrap my mind around how our world was like that, and still in some ways like that, unfortunately. But it was so much worse back then, and it's so sad to read about. I'm getting emotional while reading it because she just deserves so much. Not saying Evelyn does not have some tricks up her sleeve and being a little sneak, but I particularly like her so far from what I've read. I just think she's extremely interesting and has been through a lot of things that most people or any person should not have to go through. Let's just say I want to go and read more of this tonight. My mom is picking me up Panera, so she is the queen of my life right now because she's getting me Panera. Like, I'm so excited. I've been craving it because literally this book killed me. I have a salad at Panera that I really like, and this sandwich, and Evelyn and the journalist was eating a salad together, and it just made me think of the salad that I really like at Panera. So it made me crave it, and I'm happy that I'm getting my food. So I'm gonna go read and maybe practice my speech and not have a panic attack over that, because really I feel one building. Because I'm so scared about that, but I'm trying to just breathe. So here is the salad that I got. It's called the Fuji apple salad. Has chicken in it too. It's so good. It may not look good, but it's good. And then I got a turkey avocado BLT. Really good too. Ah, yes. And bread. I am going to live the good life. Guys, I have some really important updates. I haven't read a single thing because as soon as I started opening my book to read, Shane Dawson's new video popped up on my screen. I was like, are you kidding? And it's an hour and 30-minute long video. So I'm like, are you kidding? I've been waiting like a week for this video or something like that. And I forgot it came out today. So I couldn't control myself, but I did get something because I don't know if y'all have been watching my last few vlogs, but I had to write a novella for my senior project, and I officially finished it yesterday, just the last edits, which honestly, everything is rushed for this whole process. I wish I could have spent a lot longer on this before I had to turn it in, but things happen and procrastination wins sometimes. But I tried my best on this novella with the time given. I have a printed manuscript. Here it is. It's called Blue, and my name is Peyton Lambeth. So I basically have a normal manuscript format underneath this, but I thought because Brittany from Brittany and Books gave me the idea, she printed a manuscript of hers recently, and she made like a little cover page just to make it a little pretty, but I can just whip that right off if I want to. If you don't know anything about what my novella is about, it's basically a school shooting from the point of view of 3 students and a teacher, and it's called Blue because that is the color of the shooter's eyes, and it's what a lot of the students saw before they died. So I just felt that it had a lot of meaning, and I talked a lot about eyes and like the light within people's eyes, and somehow that's just missing in certain people's. I don't know if that makes any sense, but for me it does. And I have this thin little thing. It's 56 pages. It's supposed to be short because I did not want to write a full-length novel for my senior project in the little time that I had. I'm proud of it. And it's just cool to have something printed and ready. And I have a second copy of this printed out that I have to turn in to my school. So hopefully it's decent enough for my English teacher to read it. But I also want to go to Office Depot and get this bound with like rings. So it's like a book that I can flip open and turn the pages and it be all nice together. So I'm going to try to do that soon. This is due Friday along with my presentation. So I'm terrified, but I just wanted to update you and show you this because I'm so excited about it. Hey guys, I haven't updated for a bit. It's honestly been because I have been really busy with school because I am doing the whole senior presentations. Literally my official presentation for judges is tomorrow night. So I'm quite stressed and haven't had as much time to read because just lots of homework and stuff. But I never updated on how I finished The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I ended up giving this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I did really enjoy this book. I love the bisexual rep. It's definitely well done, and the characters were really complex, and I was enthralled by this story. Evelyn Hugo's story was so interesting, and that was the best parts of the book for sure. But I will say the immense hype for this book may have hurt me a little bit. People were calling it a masterpiece and saying it was a life-changing, like earth-shattering plot twist, and I did think it was really amazing. I loved it. It's definitely one of my favorites, but I just think that hype, that crazy massive amount of hype, hurt me a little bit, and that's unfortunate because I think if that hype wasn't there, I could have enjoyed this book even more. But the whole time I was just like reading like, where's the most fantastic, amazing moment in this book? But still, I really enjoyed it. I tabbed it a good little bit. So this book was really great, and I'm trying not to go too in depth because I've been realizing I've been vlogging so much and I have so much footage that it's overwhelming. My first vlog is 42 minutes long and I can't figure out if I'm going to cut that in half or what. So I will figure that out, but during a monthly wrap-up, I'll probably go way more in depth on my feelings for this, but just know I really did enjoy it. It's just the hype hurt me just a little bit.